visit the White House. It's kinda similar stupid.
Still don't get it what I'm doing here in this. Are they from, last century or? Yeah, let's test it. Virginia for lovers? I missed that. What?
Did you say welcome to day 18 yet?
Nope. I was just eating my pizza as fast as I can because they were knocking at my door and saying, "Hey, mister, it's 11. It's time to get out of here." So that's what I did.
Actually, something we did not expect from this hotel, because usually hotels are more delicate and wait at least 15 to 30 minutes before they start kind of bugging you. In a good hotel, yeah. And we thought that was a good one.
Yeah, but they did not wait like 10 minutes after.
Even 5 minutes.
Or something like that. They start knocking at the door. So that's a downside. Anyways, welcome to day 18. If I wouldn't have Vera or my calendar, I would get lost. And today we are going where?
Williamsburg.
Williamsburg? What are we gonna do there?
Learn some history.
Why are you dragging me there? That's my question.
Well, you are the one who booked the hotel. So who am I to blame?
All right. We're going to the another history buff stop. And she's gonna tell you why, because I'm not really into it.
What is Williamsburg? Well, it's a city. It's also known like the downtown area, the historical side of it is also known as Colonial Williamsburg. But anyways, we'll check out everything that Williamsburg has to offer. It's kind of a go-to spot for everyone, and also it's a spot in the middle between Myrtle Beach and Atlantic City, which is Vegas of the East. Dennis insisted that we would shoot straight 11 hours to Atlantic City. I knew that was not a good idea, and therefore here we are going to Williamsburg. So follow along and you'll see lots of interesting stuff.
It's about 5 hours, 30 minutes to go right now, 364 miles. And based on the gas mileage that we're getting out of the Boxster, especially if you're driving like 65, 70 miles an hour max at around 2000 RPM, you get like 35 miles per gallon. So this 2.7 is brilliant when it comes to road tripping, because nobody, and I say that nobody, will ever expect you to clock 35 miles per gallon in this car. And the more we go inland, what I mean by that, like the more we go away from the major cities, the more exotic this car gets. Because normally in the city, like another Boxster, okay, who cares, right? Here is a supercar. I'm not trying to exaggerate, but that's what we've seen based on amount of heads turning around and like pointing fingers, especially kids.
Yeah, and people actually straightly just come to us and say, "Hey, you got such a beautiful car. I'm such a big fan of these cars." And hey, they are sadly just getting their SUVs.
And just like that, the clock turned to 122,222. So, clocking some miles, 4,681 miles from home. That's what we clocked already. And that's not even a mid trip right now. If you didn't watch yesterday's episode, you missed it, because we were talking about extending our extended trip. Meaning we will be home in more than 60 days now. Because we decided to do the loop and come back to Washington DC after we do the Canada and Chicago. So I think we're gonna clock a lot more miles than expected.
Speaking about White House, can you guys imagine a situation where you go to Washington DC and you do not visit the White House? It's kinda similar stupid. You know, he wants to go to Canada. I don't care about going to Canada, you know, but he says since we're there, it would be stupid not to go to Canada. And I agreed. And Canada takes up a lot of days in our journey, obviously, about 2 weeks.
I
And
think you should mention that the reason that we could not do it the way we planned, because the only date that they had for 2 tickets to visit White House was October 31st, and the next dates were like October 5th, which is
no, November 5th.
November 5th, which is the worst day in my opinion to visit because you have election day, right? So it's quite challenging to get in, and you gotta plan way in advance, and because of that we would have to do a loop. But right now let's just focus on our destination. We got about 4 hours 53 minutes to go, and we have 329 miles. Let's just get to the historical town where it's all started. And just like that, welcome to North Carolina. Well, we're changing states like, you know, in a matter of hours. It's been what, 1 hour drive, right? And we're in a different state right now.
Yeah. When we were driving on the tail of the dragon, we changed states between North Carolina and Tennessee like every single time we went up and down. So you cannot surprise us with that anymore.
Just like that, we're crossing the border with Virginia. And just like that, we have only 1 hour 37 minutes to go. Welcome to Virginia. Yeehaw. Virginia for lovers? I missed that. What?
Yeah, that's kind of their slogan. They say Virginia is for lovers. That's interesting.
Okay. I guess politically correct answer for that. Okay.
Radar detectors illegal.
Wow.
Saw that?
Yeah.
Oh wow. All right.
For lovers.
Glad we don't have one.
For lovers. Anyhow, let's get to our destination, and the first stop will be supplies at the local Target, and after that we'll finally get to our hotel. Fingers crossed it's not going to be old and beat up, because in that area you shouldn't expect a brand new hotel. Everything is going to be quite old. Will it be beat up? That's a question. It's a big if. So we'll see about that. Let's get there first.
Yeah, but our hotel is supposed to be, as they call themselves, official Colonial Williamsburg Hotel, which is right there by the visitor center. So we'll see. It might be nice.
Welcome to Colonial Williamsburg. I told you it's gonna be old. It's not like old. They did the renovation, but they kept everything, you know. Don't get me started. Because the rest of them even worse. So right outside, something like a compressor. I don't know if you can hear it. So I hope it will shut up eventually, because it's quite noisy. So we have to settle. We still have time. We don't have any views anymore. That's something that we'll be missing. We'll see what we can see besides the parking lot. Still don't get it what I'm doing here in this. You know. She says it's gonna be interesting. Look at the photos. This is a live museum, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I did not have my lunch. Yes, I saw the water dripping in the hallway and they put a bucket. And yes, I see what's around me. So I'm just waiting for the ghost to pop up, you know.
Yeah, and I told Dennis that all of the ghosts work at Colonial Williamsburg because, hey, they've got 3 ghost tours overall. But anyways, this is the official Colonial Williamsburg hotel. We did not book it intentionally, even though I see that a lot of people did. We just booked whatever was available. I will be honest with you, I did not know that Colonial Williamsburg is the world's largest living museum. We've been in Greenfield Village in Detroit, near Detroit, a few years back, so we have an idea what to expect. But I think this one is going to be much more interesting. But Dennis definitely needs to get some lunch first.
Dinner.
Yep, because it's dark and
Right.
we haven't eaten.
I didn't sleep well last night. Don't ask. But looking at that, there's just high probability that I wouldn't be sleeping well on those mattresses. Are they from, you know, last century or? Yeah, let's test it. So yeah, there's a high probability that I'll be screwed this night.
Or maybe it will be the most comfortable sleep ever.
There's only one way to find out. We live in a warm climate. What can I say? We walked outside, we got our jackets, and it was still cold for us. It's like 55 degrees. I mean, we're not ready for Canada. I think it's gonna hit us straight into the face. But we did a quick walk through the city, and you cannot see much. There's not much lights besides the restaurants and places that are serving food and drinks. We were like, going back to the hotel is not an option, so we're going to movies. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have anything else to say besides if the movie was good or bad, but we'll find out. I'm pretty sure tomorrow is gonna be a lot to talk, and I just hope so I can, you know, sleep in that bed because I have my doubts. Anyways, I guess it's a wrap. I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss the tomorrow's episode. I'll see you then.
Turn around, we go.